Marc Raimondi for ESPN with you today with a special guest, new UFC women's flyweight champion, Alexa Grasso. How does that feel, by the way, that title, UFC women's
Hi.
flyweight champion, Alexa Grasso? How cool is that?
Oh, it's really cool. I'm super happy of everything I've achieved, and especially this championship.
So you are the first Mexican-born women's champion in UFC history. How much meaning is that for you?
Well, imagine it's like I always say, it is never easy to make history, but I'm super happy of everything. Every day I spend in the gym, every missed Christmas, New Year, my mom's and dad's birthday, my friends, my brothers, like I was super focused doing, everything I had to do to win and win and win and to be the champion. So it feels amazing, truly. It is.
I want to ask you about like the finish of the fight, because it was something that you later posted on social media, showing that you were practicing and training for that exact sequence. So please take me into what happened and what you were preparing for.
Well, yeah, we had a lot of scenarios where we wanted to win this fight. Of course, the striking was the first one, but this is MMA and everything changed. So when she was going to the cage, and exactly the moment I saw that she was preparing that spinning kick, I said, okay, this is the moment you were training for. So okay, get close, take her back. The kick was like this close to hit in the liver. It was so close, but I said, like, yeah, I have to take the risk right now. This is the moment. I took her back, I jumped, and well, I finished the fight. Thank God. Thank God.
The way that you took her back, like you fully committed, right? Like you fully committed to taking the back. If you hesitated at all in that moment, you probably would not have gotten the finish, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when you do something like thousands and thousands and thousands of times, it's natural. So that's what happened.
So now I know that she came out after the fight and said she wants a rematch. She wants an immediate rematch. Is that also what you're thinking right now?
Of course, she was a super dominant champion. And, I'm super excited for the second fight, actually, because I know that she's super competitive. I'm super competitive too. And I'm 100% sure that the second fight will be better than the first one, So of course, I would love to do this again with her. I've always also said this, and I admire her so much, and truly I feel honored to share the cage again with her, with someone with so much history, with so much record. It helped me a lot to improve so much. So yes, please.
Did you speak to her at all after the fight? Did you see her in the cage or afterward?
No, I didn't see her much. Sometimes with other fighters, we cross paths, or in the bathroom or something. But no, I didn't have much time to share with her. And just after the fight, we hug each other and just say, hey.
The fact that you mentioned, she was a dominant champion. I mean, a lot of people thought that she was almost unbeatable, right? I mean, she was so good for so long. Is there more significance? Is there more meaning in that, to not just become the champion, but to beat someone who is so dominant and established?
Well, yeah, of course. Of course. When I was in that crucifix position, I said, no way, I'm here right now. Like, no, Alexa, you have to get up. You have to give everything you have to get out of this position where tons of girls stay it and they finish their fight. So, yeah, of course, it means a lot to me.
Is she someone, because you were in the strawweight division before, and you were trying to work your way up in that division. What were your thoughts on Shevchenko? Were you kind of still watching her a little bit in the other division while you were at strawweight?
Of course, she is a veteran for the sport. She has a lot of, like I said, she has a lot of history. And when I was super young, when I was just starting, when I was in Invicta FC, of course, I heard of her, I watched her fights, and it's truly inspiring because there's a lot of women that inspired me a lot, and she's one of those. I've been watching MMA for so long, and especially I love women's MMA. I truly like every single fight that women have. I sometimes I don't watch all the cards, sometimes I just watch the female fights. So it's super inspiring for me.
Who would you say are some of like your inspirations as far as women in MMA?
My first one was Gina Carano, Ronda Rousey, Carmouche, Shevchenko, Amanda, Holly, and I think this is my top six.
And now you're a UFC champion. And I think it's also interesting too is that like I feel like you kind of like grew up like in front of the cameras, and so to speak, because the first time that I saw you fight was in I think 2014 Los Angeles against Mizuki, right? Remember that fight for Invicta, and Dana White was there at that time, and I think you were what, 21 years old or something like that.
Yes.
So it feels like we've all kind of watched you go from that point to this point, and it's been really cool to see your evolution as a fighter and as a person. And your English is great now. Like when you were 21, maybe it wasn't as good, or you were very shy, right?
I still a little shy. Sometimes it's been hard for me to be able to express myself too much, but it's just my personality. I never speak too much since I was little. Like I always like to stay quiet, watching, working, doing my things. I don't know. It's been a big challenge for me this now to be all over the world, but I also know that it's a big opportunity for me to share my story, to be an inspiration for other girls, because at the end of the day, we fight, we compete between each other, but I also know that the top thing of this is to make us better, because I always say that each moment that I have, that it's super a big challenge, it helps me and I'm better, and the next fight I'm better, and we are all helping each other to perform better because we are competing. So yeah, I just hope that I can be a good inspiration for girls and to achieve whatever they want, because it helped me, my life changed so much, and I'm super happy right now for everything I've done and being extreme with my discipline. And I think that whatever you want to do in this life, if you have extreme discipline, you're gonna achieve it.
I want to ask you about this because you beat Shevchenko, and then it was the third time in 7 or 8 months where an underdog beat the champion in the late rounds, right? Israel Adesanya got knocked out by Alex Pereira back in November. Kamaru Usman got knocked out by Leon Edwards last August, and now Alexa Grasso finished Shevchenko in the 4th round. All of them were long-term champions, pound for pound, right? Best fighters. Why do you think that's happened? Why is that kind of like a trend, like a pattern?
The desire of winning, like no matter what, because after now that everything happened, now of course I was nervous. Everyone was thinking like, oh, she's been fit to the lion, like, oh, poor Alexa. Or people said, oh, it doesn't matter the result, you're a champion, don't even stress for the result. And I was like, so you're so you're thinking that I'm gonna lose right now? The fight is not yet. You're saying that I'm gonna lose right now. So that thing was also a big motivation, like to say, no way, I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna lose this fight. And I think that this is something that also motivated me. I saw that fight of Leon. I saw a lot of fights that almost they were the other opponent was like kind of winning the fight, and then they knocked them out or they submitted. So it was a big motivation for me, and something that kept me focused also, because I said it is possible. It is possible. It doesn't matter how dominant, how strong, how good. You are good too. You can do that too. You can shock the world. And my coach said, hey, we're gonna shock the world. Please believe in yourself and train hard.
And Leon Edwards, when he knocked out Usman, he also posted on social media that he was drilling that same technique that beat Usman, and then you guys posted on social media when you beat Shevchenko, the technique that you were practicing, right? Is that a credit to the coaching and to the preparation a little bit? Like, there's a lot of tape, there's a lot of film to watch on an Usman or a Shevchenko, and if you have good coaches, you can break that down and see where the holes are.
Yes, I'm proud of my team, because also people told me like, no way, you're never gonna win a championship training in Mexico. You have to change your team. You have to leave Mexico. And my coaches and me were like, no, Mexico has good coaches. Mexico has good gyms. Mexico has good athletes. So it was a big, like the biggest goal we have, to achieve our first championship, born, raised, and trained in Mexico. So yeah, they have a good strategy always. I trust them so much. Francisco and Diego are amazing coaches, and I'm truly happy to be sharing this moment with them.
Just a couple last things, Alexa, and thank you so much for taking the time out. I know you're in Cancun. You probably want to get back to the beach, La Playa. So we'll try to hurry up a little bit.
Something. I never, I'm always training, like the sun never touched my skin. So right now I'm so in pain. I have a big pain right now because I'm so red.
You're sunburned. Oh no.
But it's good. It's in Cancun.
I wanted to ask you, do you have any idea, and I know that you just fought, and I know that you probably don't like this question, but do you know when you might want to come back and fight her again for the rematch?
Well, definitely this year. I don't want to go to 2024 without a second fight. And yeah, this year, actually.
So, and then that kind of leads into my next question. How do you convince the UFC to do that fight in Mexico?
Oof, imagine that. Imagine that.
You, Brandon, Yair, I mean, you're all champions, you're all Mexican born. It only makes sense, right, to do the fight in Mexico.
I truly hope that the UFC can come to Mexico. And also, I would love to have the first UFC in Guadalajara, my city.
Are you going to go to Canelo's fight?
Of course I
Cinco de
will.
Mayo?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of him.
You have to bring the title. You got to bring the title with you, right? The belt.
No, I was so shy to taking the belt everywhere. Like, no.
What are you talking about? You're the champion.
I know, but I don't know. It's just a different moment in my life, where I have to like to taste it, and it's weird. It's weird. I'm a champion without the belt.
You have to roll up to that fight and be like, Canelo, sorry, you're not the only person from Guadalajara who has a championship belt. Come on.
I hope I can meet him, and I truly hope that I can train with him. I need to him give me some advices, and that will be really, really cool.
You never met him?
No, not yet.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm sure you will. You're the champ. You're the champ. You have to meet the champ from Guadalajara, your countryman, your paisano, right? Canelo. Very last.
Oh,
what was that?
Paisano mexicano, tapatío.
There you go. Last thing, Shevchenko kind of made a lot of headlines during fight week before the fight, because she said that she knows your fears. Do you have a response for that now after the fight? And do you think that maybe you know her fears now?
Come on, you know me. Guys, I will never say something, I love to have respect for me and my opponents, for the fight, for everything I do, because I respect every single person that has the courage to have the discipline to do a dieting, a fight camp, to train, to get in the cage. So I the only thing I would like to say to her, like, thank you for giving me the opportunity, and I truly hope that that we can do this again.
How do you say trash talk in Spanish?
Um, uh, no, we don't have like the same translation. It's kind of weird, but no, it's not a good word.
All right. We'll stop it there. We'll stop it there.
But I never cause, and I never do. I like, don't expect that for me, never, guys. Please, you know me. I've been 6 years in the UFC, and and I will never say something like that to any of my opponents.
Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever kind of considered, like, I don't really like this person, maybe I'm gonna do some talking? Never.
Never. No.
Well, I tried.
That's
Lex,
I'm sorry. That's not my style.
that's okay. You're true to yourself. We appreciate it. We respect it. Congratulations again. Well deserved. Can't wait to see you get back in there for the rematch. Like you said, it's going to be great. And you better roll up to Guadalajara, Canelo's fight in May with that belt.
Okay, I'll think
Campeona, come on.
about it.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
Alexa. I really appreciate it. Take
You
care.
too. Bye.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.